Good morning, Gooey Gang, and happy holidays to everybody watching. I wanted to come on here today and talk about energy. Talk about your energy, talk about the people around you energy, and just talk about why it's so important and crucial to understand it, right? Whether it's literal, whether you think about it spiritually, however you may view it, energy is like a huge component to everyday life, you know. Whatever you like, if you're passionate about something, you have to put some sort of energy into it, right? Like, you need to put energy into anything that you do in life. You need to put energy into, it goes everywhere, right? It's just, this whole world's made of energy, man. And most importantly, people, right? And their energy are a big part of, you know, the grand scheme of things. I wanted to kind of dive into shit that I've been in realization of lately. My current living situation is just like me and my family and stuff, and I have like my own separate living space, but I still gotta like go in to like shower, do all this stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm still surrounded by the energy of like my family, right? And you don't realize how much other people's fucking energy you take on, right? Like, until you're in solitude by yourself. I've been extremely overwhelmed and just overstimulated, like, as a whole lately. And I've realized, and I've come to like an understanding with it, that like I've just been taking in everybody else's shit, man. Like, just taking in everybody else's shit, whatever everybody else got going on. Like, I've been taking that in. I've been trying to just do my best to like lead and just like be the best version of myself and show people around me like, hey, like, you can do this shit. Like, you can do whatever you want, but like, you got to stay committed. You got to stay disciplined. You got to just keep like moving one foot in front of the other and just keep going day in and day out. But you know, it's easy to get caught up in everyday life. It's easy to get caught up in distractions and vices. Like, it's easy to not believe in anything, you know, not have faith in jack shit, right? Because people are so programmed to just believe like everything and anything that, you know, the world tells them about themselves, about life, right? So like, people have like, people don't have the freedom within their mind anymore to just be able to be like, nah, like, I'm gonna make a change, or I'm gonna do this in my life. So essentially it all breaks down and it comes down to them feeling some type of way, and then beating themselves up about stuff, and just like getting stuck in like this constant rut, right? It's like the rat race. Like, you're just stuck and there's never really any growth. Like, you're doing this. It's very stagnant. It's from like left to right. It's just stagnant. And I can't even hold you. Like, I used to be like that as well too, you know? Like, I was so on like autopilot, like just going with the motions every single day, and I wasn't growing. I was stuck, you know? It's like, here's the thing too about it, right? The weird thing about it is like, we think we're growing and stuff with like a lot of that stuff, but in reality, it's just like, you're just learning how to adapt, like, and take the punches that life throws at you. You're essentially just like a feather in the wind and just getting blown around wherever, right? That's literally where it like all comes down to. You're just wherever you land, like, who cares, you know? And like I said, I was kind of in that like mindset and state of mind like before, you know, just going with the motions, and I was never really, I wasn't doing anything. Like, I was getting older, right? And I was doing different things, I guess, but I was still like, there really wasn't any growth. And I'm getting off into this tangent because you see people's energy affected by it, man. Like, you see unhappiness in people. You see the way that people move. You see the way that people carry themselves, right? In their mannerisms and just the little things that they do and say. And ultimately, you know, it's something that you don't want to be around. Like I said, I've been very, very, very overwhelmed within like the past weeks, probably even like the past 2 months. And it's barely clicking for me, right? Like, it took me time. I had to be in the middle of all of it to understand, and I had to remove myself from it, you know? Like, this is where I found this understanding is in my own fort of solitude. Like, being alone, being around nobody, just being with me, being with my own thoughts, doing things that I like, and being away from all this energy, right? And every single time I found myself in that solitude and stuff, like it was like a weight taken off my chest, you know, like I didn't have to worry about what everybody else is saying. I didn't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. I can just live in the moment. I could just be me, and I'm not affected by anybody else's energy. And, you know, after all those times, like a lot of it comes from like, dude, it's as little as like, bro, like you have solitude when you're fucking on the shitter, man, because there's nobody there. It's just, you're alone. It's just you, and you're just chilling, man. Like I can see why like fucking like fathers love their fucking toilet time, man, because it's like the only chance they have to just be like alone, you know, because it's a lot of energy, and there's a lot of people looking at you and like looking for guidance and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know, like thank God for that, but it gets overwhelming at times. And when you can't understand her, you know, it doesn't click with you, you know, it gets overwhelming. And then, you know, for me personally, I was taking on, and I've been taking on people's energy like at a crazy amount. And all it was doing was just overwhelming my brain. Like I was so overstimulated, and I was just so anxious. Like my mind's constantly running because I'm surrounded by other people's like energy. And a lot of it is negative energy too, which is like the worst type of energy that you want to be around. Like it's different if you're surrounded by a bunch of positive people, if you're surrounded by a bunch of people that are like doing good things for themselves to better themselves, like growing, like that's good energy. That's the energy you want to surround yourself around, right? But if you're in an environment where everybody's just negative, or everybody ain't doing jack shit, everybody's just kind of on autopilot, and like everybody's just kind of going with the motions, man, then it rubs off on you. It really, even if you don't think it does rub off on you. Like, and you can feel that shit, you know? And then you get into a point where it's like, why am I feeling this way? Like, why am I doing all this? Like, you know, and it's like, damn, like you're kind of the sum of the people you spend the most time with, you know what I mean? And in some cases, it's like, it doesn't have to be like that, you know what I mean? But it's hard to differentiate like when you're in a growth mindset, and then everybody else around you is they're just in a different world. It's really hard. It's really hard, but it's not impossible. Like it's not impossible. That's why moments of solitude, moments to yourself, like finding yourself in moments of just peace, you know, like just being with you, like that's where you have to like be able to like step out, you know, step out of bounds, man, and just like be like, hey, like I need to get right up here. I just need to breathe. I just need a second, man, you know, because it's a lot. Like sometimes it's a lot. And like I said, very, very overwhelmed and anxious lately. And I was just constantly wondering why. I'm like, dude, oh my God, I'm so like stressed out. It's like, feels like the weight of the world is on my shoulders, you know? I'm like, oh my God, like have to do this, have to do that, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm overthinking everything. And then now that I'm so anxious and stuff, then it's taking away from me being creative. It's taking away from me doing the things that I would want to normally do, you know, because, you know, also for starters, like there's so much energy around me, and it's like, I don't want to do these things because all these people are like breathing down my neck, you know what I mean? And so I really had to just take a step back, you know, and I'm still learning. I'm still getting better at it. Like balance is such a key component to this, is like being able to balance out the energy and stuff, right? Because there's a time and a place. There's a time and a place to hang out with the people that you need to hang out with. Like there's a time and a place to do the things that you need to do. There's a time and a place. You just got to find the balance for it, you know. But it's a lot of it is figuring it out, like in the storm, you know what I mean? Like you don't figure this shit out until you're like in the thick of it, you know, like when you're feeling all of it all at once and stuff. But in those moments, you have to be self-aware. You have to understand like everything going on around you. You have to understand why you feel. You have to take that time to like really think and just be there, be present. That's why it's like, so like this shit right here, bro, like you ain't ever gonna like be present, bro, if you're always like glued to this shit, man. I could say confidently that I'm not even on my phone like more than like an hour a day, you know. Even then I still feel that's like a lot, you know. But I'm trying to just like limit it, because look, back then, bro, like when I was on it, dude, I was on it for like 4 hours plus every single day, just 4 hours plus scrolling, texting, watching YouTube videos, just overconsumption for the brain, man. And when the mind is so overwhelmed and stuff, you get to a point where you're fried, man. You don't feel like doing shit. You feel like you're just like you got that TikTok rot brain, you know what I mean? And then you wonder why. I'm like, why don't I feel like doing anything? Why am I so not motivated? Why do I feel like doing nothing? Like, I wonder why, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you have to just be able to take a step back, and not even just phones too, right? Like, it's watching TV, it's watching YouTube videos. Dude, I'm gonna kill my dog, man. This dude keeps barking. Hold on. Boy, come on, bruh. Get up. Jesus. Look at that, man. Dude, even my dog is like anxious, man. This dude is like anxious. Like, okay, everybody in my household, bruh, anxious as fuck. Everybody's so anxious. Over anxious, even the animals, man. So like, what do you think that's gonna fucking do to me, man? Anxiety. On top of the things that like I learned growing up and stuff. That's a story for another time. But anyways, the energy, right? The environment. It's easy to throw you off like the things that you want to do and stuff. But I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about with distractions and vices. Or not really. I'll touch into that. But distractions, man, like, it doesn't have to just be the phone. It could be watching TV. It can, playing video games. It could just doing things that like don't give you like overstimulate your brain. Like, it doesn't like allow for you to be present. The other day I went to the gym, man, and I've never done this before, but I hopped on the treadmill, right, and I just like played like some Hope Core like fucking instrumentals, man. My brother Jason put me onto them. Shout out him. But just listen to them and set my shit down, and I just looked out. I just walked and listened, and then just observed. I just observed everything going on around me. I watched people working out. I watched people having conversations. I was just living in the moment and shit. And there was a couple, bro, like this older couple that was working out together, and it was like the most beautiful thing. Like, I just observed them like working out together. Like, these people are in like their 70s, 80s, bro, but out here, no phones, just them two, and it's like they're in their own little world, but together, and like we're so like caught up in like so much shit that you don't even realize how much is going on around you, right? Like, you can literally see, like, you can be in a room full of people, bro, but be so distracted and not even realize that, oh my God, there's like so many people like living their own different lives, right? We get so caught up in here in our own heads that you don't even realize there's a whole fucking world out there full of like billions of like people and lives and things they're thinking about and family, and it just goes on and on and on and on. Like, in the grand scheme of things, you start to realize like, damn, like, this shit isn't like, all these things that I'm overthinking about, all these things I'm in my head about are so like, they're just so what's the word? They're pointless, they're just pointless. And I'm sorry I keep getting off on tangents. Let me like bring myself back here to this conversation and this topic. Energy. Man, I've been going off on a tangent. But my main reason that I kind of went off on that is like people are so distracted and stuff. That's why they get so stuck in their old ways, or in their own ways and their own habits and stuff. And it just creates a person that is unfulfilled, a person who's unhappy, and they'll tell you from the outside, I'm good, life is good, blah, 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 this and that. But it's like, like people put on a front, man. You can, when those doors close at night, when it's just them and their thoughts, man, and they got nothing to distract them, like they're fighting a war, So you want to take time to go to war with like those thoughts and stuff. You want the solitude, you got to protect it, because there's so much that goes on in everyday life, man. And like shit you're surrounded by, environments that you're in, like you want to be able to have a little bit of time to yourself to understand, like, cause you start like tying in everybody else's values and beliefs and everything. Like you're just fucking like trapped in like this bubble, and like everybody's just like they keep putting in their own ideas, their own beliefs, like they keep pouring it into this bubble and shit, and you can't pop the bubble, you're inside of it, bruh, but people can put shit in from the outside, and then now it's just like a bunch of shit bouncing inside this bubble, and you're like, fuck, like what am I thinking? Like, I can't even think straight right now. Oh my God, like all this like energy coming from other places. Like there's so much going on in here. And then, so what do? You distract yourself. Okay, boom. Let me distract myself. Oh, okay, boom. Let me play the video game. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Like those are all temporary distractions and stuff, but your mind never stops running. You know what I mean? Like it's constantly, you're essentially you're backlogging all that information. You're pushing it back to deal with it later, and you're fucking your future self up by doing that. So it's like, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you want to like focus on those things in the present moment and just like fucking alleviate them, because you want to be like this. You want your mind to be like this. You want to feel like free up here, but you're constantly taking in all the people's energies and like all these different things, distracting yourself. Like you're just going to be like, your mind's just going to be like this, bro, all the time, constantly, just boom, back and forth. So yeah, energy is a crucial thing, man. Protect it with your life, man. Like I feel like I wasn't giving as much back to myself than I should, like I feel like I've been giving a lot lately. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with giving and helping the ones that you love, right? But you also have to realize too, you got to get back to yourself. Like at the end of the day, you have to give back to yourself sometimes. And you got to like love yourself, man, because if you're constantly like giving and putting out and not giving back to yourself, then you're just going to feel bitter inside. You're going to feel like overwhelmed. You're going to feel stressed, and you're going to have no energy yourself because your energy is going in other places. So here's the thing with it too. You got to be able to be okay with that. You got to be okay with that. Sometimes letting people figure shit out on their own, not trying to control every little thing, not trying to, like control the narrative of everybody else, like, and their shit, cause for me, that was the biggest thing of mine. That's why my energy was like so fucked, is cause I'm like, I'm doing all this stuff and I feel good, right? But like, here, let me try and help you guys. Like, this is how to do it, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that people hear you, but they don't hear you, right? And what comes with that is you have to understand that and accept people for who they are. Don't like, by any means, that doesn't mean to give up on anybody at all. That doesn't mean to like be like, oh no, fuck it, figure it out. Like, but it just comes down to like, hey, like, look, this is where you're at right now. I'll plant the seed for you. I'll tell you how to get there, right? But you got to figure it out, I'll be here to support you. I'll be there for you. I'll do everything in my power to help you, but people got to figure their shit out on their own, and if you're giving your energy into places that it don't belong, like you're just going to stress yourself out, man. But lead by example and do things for yourself that will help you, be that like beacon of light for people that need it. Like think of it like you're a light, in the middle of like the night, and there's just a bunch of these people who are moths and they're like looking for something, but you're this beacon of light. They're like, shit, like what is going on over here? Like, let me come over here, like you're kind of paving the way essentially, right? And not everybody can pave the way, some people just aren't able to, and that's okay, but if you are somebody who can pave the way, man, then fucking make it happen, bro, because I feel like there's always like at least one person in like a family, like that can break everybody out of the rut, but it comes with so much strength and it comes with so much just learning and stuff. But you got to protect your energy, because you can't lead the way, man, if you can't lead yourself. And so if you want to, live the life that you want to live, if you want the people around you to live the life they want to live, if you want to take care of everybody, if you want to be something, extraordinary on this planet, then, you got to set the tone, set it from the jump and lead yourself, man, because guess what? People will follow and they'll see that, because they'll start to look at you and be like, this person's moving different. Like, why are they always so happy? Why are they always so disciplined? Why are they always so motivated? People are curious, man. It's human nature. We're curious. We're curious creatures, man. We are curious as fuck, and we are willing to learn, man, if it's something that can better us. You know what I mean? Like, if people want change, they will change. They will, right? And it is only like a matter of time until those things happen. It's inevitable, right? But if you're constantly like paving the road, man, like you're fucking digging this trail, bro. You're digging this trail. You're making it easier for all the people that couldn't do it on their own, like to just get on that trail and follow you, And once people start getting on that trail and stuff, you know, maybe they'll get off the trail a little bit, but they'll find their way back. You just keep doing the things you're doing. You keep going in this line that God has set for you. You keep going down this narrow path, bro. And people are gonna gravitate towards it. The people that you love are gonna gravitate towards it, you know. And you know, you're gonna lose people along the way, and that's okay. You know, people that aren't meant for your life anymore, that's okay. You know, it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the process, you know. But don't focus on that, you know. Just keep doing what you got to do. And I don't know how I keep getting off on tangents in this video. Essentially, this just all stems down to energy, man. Protect your energy, you know. Be able to find solitude. Find solitude, whether that be in the gym, go on a night drive, go on a walk, bro. Walk your dog, bro. Like, but when you do these things, like, don't be on your phone. Just be present, you know. If you want to listen to music, but be on your own. Even then, like, I wouldn't even suggest, like, this is for me personally, like, sometimes I can't even, like, I don't even want to listen to lyrics, bro. I just need to just, like, be, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I started listening to, like, instrumentals and stuff, like, shit that there's no voice. It's just, it allows my thoughts to just find themselves, you know? Like, I can listen to the Hope Core instrumentals, just listening to that, like, it's just instrument and it's just me, you know. It's just me, and these times, that's where I find solitude. That's where I find calmness within myself, you know. And it feels amazing. It genuinely feels amazing. And anybody can do this shit, bro, but you have to discipline yourself, bro. You have to do the things that you say you're gonna do, because if you don't build up that consistency within yourself, you lose trust within yourself, and then you beat yourself up for it, you know. And if you're beating yourself up for it, you're just going to feel shame. And if you feel shame, you ain't going to feel like doing shit. And if you don't feel like doing shit, you won't do shit. Bottom line. So just find peace within yourself, man. Find solitude for yourself and protect your energy. You can still lead everybody doing your own thing, man. But you got to stay committed. You got to just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And you cannot let all these people's energy try to change who you are, right? You got to remember at the end of the day, like, who the fuck am I? Like, who am I? What are my beliefs? What do I believe in? Like, why do I feel the way that I do? Why do I not like this? Why do I not like that? Why do I like this? Why do I not like this? You know, like, find yourself in all of that, right? Don't be constantly consuming everybody else's shit. Because when you do that, bruh, you ain't got no time to think up here, bruh, at all. But, you know, I love whoever is watching this, man. If you're going through some shit, bro, stick it out, man. You gotta be strong in the storm, man, because it ain't always stormy, bro. There's gonna be rainbows sooner or later, you know what I mean? But just stick it out, bro, and just trust the process and protect your energy and just keep moving forward. You know, it takes a lot of discipline, but I'm telling you, like, if it don't kill you, it makes you stronger, you know? Like, that saying is so true. It's so true, but you got to believe it, and you got to feel it in your heart and your soul that, like, whatever it is the fuck you're doing, you're on the right path. You know, you got to have faith. You got to trust in your intuition. You got to have faith in God, and you got to just have faith in yourself, you know, and lead. Just be that leader that you know you are. But, you know, I love you. Happy holidays. Stay gooeyes.